What's up, everyone? All right, well, here we are, Friday, end of the week. We made it. And this was a pretty wild week. Monday, some big momentum. Tuesday, Wednesday, a little slower. Bounce back Thursday. Yesterday was some hot momentum. And then again today, we saw a lot of stocks that were really strong. And I traded pretty aggressively. I almost feel like I have been over trading the last 3 or 4 days. I think that I kind of am having this issue where I feel like it's the beginning of the year, I've got to work to build my cushion, so I got to dig deep and spend that extra maybe hour or an hour and a half sitting in front of the computer, where usually I would just say, no, I'm going to trade for the first 30 minutes, 45 minutes and walk. The last week or so I've been really trading more. And has it been making me more money? Well, I guess so. I mean, I'm up over 3,000 today, and yesterday was a good day, so it is, but it also feels it's a little more exhausting. It's kind of like going onto the, basketball court or something. I mean, you've got to be at peak performance. You've got to be able to analyze risk, analyze these setups, and be just totally zoned in for this period of time. And so if you try to be, on the court or, in front of the computer for an 8-hour-long stretch, you're going to be exhausted by the end of it. I know it's not the same as manual labor or something like that, but it can be pretty exhausting, definitely mentally. So, hey, we've got a 3-day weekend, right? So now I've got a chance here to kind of rest up, recoup a little bit, and then be back at it on Tuesday. We have 9 days left in January, and my goal is just to kind of keep growing this account and making some progress. I did not trade in the TD Ameritrade account today. I didn't see anything that I felt looked good enough. And I didn't have any big wins today. I had a couple of stocks that I made some money on, but nothing was easy. Nothing was, really just perfect. So trade the best, leave the rest when it comes to the small account. Traded in the main account today, $3,000. It's a good way to end the week. As always, if you guys have questions and comments, please leave them below, and I'll see you first thing on Tuesday morning in the chat room. All right, everyone, so we're going to do our midday market recap, go over the trades from this morning. Today's another day where I was pretty active. I traded 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 different stocks, and I'm going to finish the day up a little over $3,000, which is not a bad day. Obviously not a home run day. It's not 10, 15,000, but it's a decent day. The interesting thing today, the leading gapper this morning, IMBI, you can see I made about 1,300 on it. This one I was actually red on. I dipped into the red before coming out of the green. And I think sometimes when the leading gapper fails, it can create a little bit of choppiness until the next stock starts to open up, which took a little bit of time today. So if we look at the gap scanner for 9:20 a.m., you'll see IMBI leading gapper. And this met all of my criteria for being a stock worth trading. The price, the gap, the float, the volume, and the news. Now, the daily chart on this wasn't bad. It has all-time highs up here around 730. And sometimes what we'll see on stocks like these is that they'll gap up, they'll squeeze up to that level, and if they break that level, you're looking at all-time highs. Now, it was already up over 60% coming into the open, so it was fairly extended. But I wasn't really looking at these resistance levels too much. I didn't see anything super significant there. So the bell rings, and we'll back this up here. We had this little consolidation kind of right here around 519. All right, so it breaks that level. It pops up to a high of 529 and then flushes down here to 509. My first trade, actually 480. My first trade was a quick break of 520 up to 530. Very small winner. Let's see, let me go back up to this. I got in at 520 and got out at 526. The next trade was long at 530 and out at 533. So these were really small trades. I mean, it's like not making a lot of progress. That was the first trade here. And then the second trade was right here. And then the third trade was right here as I got in for this break over 45. So between those, let's see, 1, 2, 3 trades, I made $1,300. But it wasn't home run stuff. Not again, I have to be careful about saying that because it's not that I'm trying to hit home runs, but we like to trade stocks that are moving 10, 15, 20%, because even if you only capture a small percentage of that move, you're going to have a much bigger winner than when a stock is only going up 7 or 8 cents off the breakout point. The breakout point for this entry right here was 1 minute opening range breakout, a break of 530. It only broke and hit 540. And then I got in right here to anticipate the break of 540, except I added at about 530, but it only went up to 545. That's just not a very big breakout. So I got myself a little frustrated there because I took 3 trades. Each of them were with between 8,000 and 12,000 shares, stepping up with share size and just not getting big breakouts. So I only got about 10 cents per share with 12,000 shares. You know, it's a little frustrating. And then it started to roll over and fail, and that ended up being it. Other stocks on the gap scanner, SNCA, we'll look at that one and you'll see the $1,300 of profit I have on it. Let's see, CT, this one I didn't even really look at. I don't know, I just wasn't sure about that one. TKAT, too cheap. This one, not enough volume. This one, the float's too high. So I wasn't really interested in any of these. I noticed SLS down here, gapping up with a pre-market high in the let's see, this was 327. It started to squeeze up. I jumped in right here on this candle for the break of that level, 324. It hit a high of 325, didn't work, stopped out for a $57 loss. At my worst today, I was down about 600 bucks. And when I was down 600, that was after, let's see, I took a trade on NSPR. NSPR ended up hitting the high day momentum scanner. So it hits the scanner right down here, as you can see. It starts popping up, and I jumped in it right here as it was pulling back at 47. I thought that it was going to break back over the $0.50 and squeeze up into the 50s, but instead it rejected and dropped here, and I stopped out for a $681 loss. Right off the scanners, stopped out, took the loss. So that was NSPR. The next trade, so I had SLS loss, NSPR loss, and then I had that last trade on IMBI, which was right around 940. That was this trade right here at 940. So I had that softened a little bit of the blow from the NSPR loss, and then I had MRSN. MRSN I'm down almost $1,000 on. All right, so this stock starts to pop up, and I jumped in it pretty quickly. I jumped in it as it was squeezing up. I thought it was going to break right over 9. I jumped in. Where was this? Let me see where this was. It was at 81. So I think it was like right around here. It hit a high of 92 and then dropped here. No, let's see, where was this? This is at 47. Yeah, so I got in there and stopped out for a loss, and then it comes back up right here, and I got back in, and it didn't break this level, and I stopped out again. And as you can see, this dropped back down to 67. So this was a little bit of a bigger drop and a little bit of a frustrating one. It looked like it was going to work, but it just did not. So I lost 900 on that. Then I had TIGR. Quick little trade on TIGR. This one was a pretty clean one. We had this little pullback right here, as you can see, down to 87, surge back up to 502. And we also had a little micro pullback here from 5 up to 504, $500. Nothing crazy exciting, but a little profit on that. YTEN, $600 of profit on that one. Started to squeeze up, as you can see right here. It broke this level of 708. I tried to get in with a partial fill, ended up adding up here at 755. Hits a high of 770. Comes back down, doesn't hold that level. Stopped out with some profit. And then we have SNCA. SNCA actually just came back up to the high of 309, which is really nice to see. I jumped in it right here as it was squeezing up. I jumped in at 215 and was holding into the halt at 224. On resumption from the halt, I added 10,000 shares, bringing myself up to 12,000 shares total, and that was at 250. It squeezes from 250 up to 275. I made about $3,000. Then I added back 10,000 shares right here for the first 1 minute candle to make a new high and added at 82. My target was a break over 95 and a break over $3. I was wrong. I stopped out and gave back about $1,500 on that loss. It then comes back up here to 95, and I did take that breakout trade. Actually, no, I didn't take that breakout trade. I was watching it, and I ended up hesitating on it. So, you know, this one was okay, but I was disappointed that it didn't do a little bit more because the daily chart has this window from 243 up to 365, no resistance. So we'll see. Maybe, you know, I don't know. Maybe it'll end up doing more today, but at this point, I'm not going to keep trading. I feel like I'm just churning shares and, you know, buying and selling, but not making a lot of progress. What I really want is to see a stock that goes up 200, 300, 400% with volume that goes from $2 to $4 to $6 to $8 to $10 to $12, and that gives us tons of opportunity to buy micro pullbacks and to take breakout trades. This is up 140%, 33 million shares of volume, and it's been a little crowded and a little difficult to trade. Big sellers keep popping up on the ask. You've got the high here, it pops up to 304, then it flushes down to 284, and then it'll pop back up and flush back down. It's starting to get a little difficult to trade. Obviously, if it breaks over 310, that looks good, but it might go to 311, you'll see a 100,000 share seller, and then it'll flush back down to 290. Lizzie ended up being my best trade of the day, and this was a surprise. I wasn't expecting it. This stock IPOs at about 10:25 a.m. and squeezes up to 13 right here. I got in at 13. And it squeezes up here from 13 to 13.20 to 59 to 14, all the way up to a high of 15.25. So that ended up being a really nice trade. However, I added on this little pullback right here for the break over 15.50. And you know what happened? It flushed down to 13.23. On the bounce off VWAP, I added 2,000 shares right here and sold as it came back up, which basically turned what would have been giving back all my profits into $1,700 of profit. I made about 3,000 on the move up, gave it all back here, and then made back 1,700 as it came back up. Not a picture perfect trade. A little disappointed in that one, but IPO stocks can be risky, and so it's to be expected, I guess. SNCA, so you can look at that. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is hard stuff to trade. So it broke 304, gave a quick rip up to 320, and then now it's back at 290. So, you know, could you have scalped it, which is to get in at 99 and, you know, get a quick trade? Yes, probably with light speed you could do it. With TD Ameritrade, you probably couldn't. TD Ameritrade account sits on the sidelines again today. I'm wanting to make a little bit of a comeback in my retirement account after a series of red days. So today I'm trading in the retirement account. You can see right here, Roth IRA. So I'm trading in my retirement account, trying to make back a little bit of what I've lost over the last, month or so in this account. The problem for me is that, you know, I've been trading this account only after I first make my profit in my main account, which is this one here, no trades today. So the best time of day is the first 30 minutes. So after the first 30 minutes, that's when I would switch over to this account. And I just was consistently giving back profit. And then I'd start to give back a little profit. I'd start to get frustrated, try to make it back, and then I'd lose more. And so I need to spend some time focusing just on this account. which is great because there's no tax on it. And so yeah, so I was trading in this account today. My main account, I gave that a break. And the TD Ameritrade Small Account Challenge, I did not trust IMBI enough to trade in this account. This account, trade the best, leave the rest. If it's not A quality, I can't trade it. It's gotta be A quality, all right? So, this is kind of one of those things where I wish I'd seen a couple more good opportunities in it this week, but Lizzie was too expensive. IMBI, I didn't trust. SNCA, by the time it was popping up and getting halted, I got in it so quickly, I wouldn't even had time to type in the order here and then click the right. It wouldn't have happened fast enough. So yeah, I got to try to play a little catch up in the TD account, but that's fine. Small account challenges have to be focused on A quality setups. All right, so that's about it for me. I'm gonna let you guys enjoy the rest of the day. Enjoy Friday. Remember, markets are closed on Monday for Martin Luther King Day, so we have a long weekend. As nice as that is for folks that work in an office, I'm gonna be sad because I love trading. I wish we could turn this into a 6-day work week and trade on Saturdays, but thanks, Frank. But in any case, until that happens, I will just make do with a 5-day week, and I will, unfortunately, next week have to work with a 4-day week. So I'll be back on Tuesday morning, and hopefully we see some great stocks on the scanner, and can try to finish up January with a couple more good trades. We have, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 days left in the month. So we're a little past the halfway point, and it's been a little choppy as far as Januaries are concerned. Usually January is a little more of the kind of crazy FOMO momentum, but it's the ebb and flow of the market. So we'll just take what we can get, and hopefully we see some good opportunities here in the next few days and towards the rest of the month. All right, you guys, enjoy the weekend, and I will see you back here on Tuesday. Hey, did you know that I go live every single morning between 9 and 9:15 to stream my pre-market watch list? Subscribe to the channel, press the bell for the alert, and you'll get the notification.